Hello, Marley and Juan. How are you today?
We're going well. Yep.
Yeah?
Going really
Had a good day? Had a good day today?
So
Yeah,
far.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
good.
I'm in the land of repeat.
Okay, now what we're doing is we're going through the auction process today. I just want to discuss a little bit more in depth what we have to do for the auction. And we're explaining the exclusive auction authority as well as report on the inspections that we had so far. So we start off with the exclusive auction agency authority. And I've pre-filled some of these fields, so it won't take us all that long to just sign off on it. Just to go through the form, the vendor, which are you, both Juan and Marley, living here. The agent, which you know is myself at CitySurf Real Estate. The property, which is 3 Retna Street in Heidelberg. And including the fittings, I think that's important. It's got all floor coverings, light fittings, window coverings, kitchen appliances, ducted heating, the garden shed, but excluding the garden pots.
Yep.
I put it in here. So this property is sold subject to vacant possession, not a tenancy. And the reserve price we've discussed last time, or actually you told me that you didn't want to go any lower than 1.101 million when we had that discussion with the Murphys. So unfortunately that fell through, so we're going to auction now. Excuse me. Your preferred settlement terms are 30 days from the signing of the contract. The auction is set for the 5th of November at 2 p.m, which 2 p.m. is a really good time. It's not too early, not too late, so people generally are quite pleased to come at that time, and we're quite successful to have auctions executed at that time. So we have it here on the premises, and the auctioneer will charge you an extra $500. So over the page we've got our estimate of the selling price is 1.550 million.
1.05.
Yeah, 1.05 million, sorry. And between that figure and 1.155 million. So we have the authority valid for 30 days and with an ongoing authority for another 30 days in case we negotiate if it passes in.
Okay.
So the special instructions repeated here are the outdoor pots are not included in the sale but negotiable on the day of auction in case someone is really keen on wanting them.
Yeah.
So we can advertise between the reserve price, which is 1.101 million and 1.155 million. Then our fees, which I've calculated on the appraisal price of 1.106 million, it's 3.3%, with being 0.3% the GST, calculated out at 33,180 plus 3,318 GST, which is a total of $36,498. Okay, so the expenses are calculated separately. We're going through the marketing again before, but we had that calculated at $2,992. That includes the GST.
Yeah.
And the auctioneer's fee of $500,
Okay.
which actually it should be $550. Sorry, I've got to change this. It's $550 because 50 will be the GST. Yeah, that's right. So here we go. There's no compensation sharing, like we're not collaborating with any other agents. So I ticked the no box. There's some information if you wanted to make any complaints. And there's no rebates. We're not aware of getting any rebates from any of the dealings that we have. So that's all ticked off.
Okay.
And I don't put any special conditions at the moment, so there's nothing else there in that. So there's terms of authority, which you can go through at your leisure. Indemnity, there's a couple of other bits and pieces. They're all pretty standard. So that's a very standard sort of authority to sign. So if we can just sign this off, what we need to do is just initial, both of you, and then on the last page here, you fully sign it at today's date. So who wants to start? Do you want to start? Just put your name here and today's date.
So on.
Yeah, just sign it there, please. Okay, and then initial. And then we initial it just next to my initials. I've pre-signed it. And then that's that page there as well. And here. So that's that. And then hang on, before you go, you need to initial all of these, please. unfortunately. Yeah, next page, and then on the opposite. There you go. Thank you, and now it's Marley's turn.
So, front page.
Okay. Right. While Marley's doing that, I might just continue. There's just one more. Oh, I've done that.
Oh, sorry.
Those two, yeah. There you go. Well, looks pretty good. And then what I'll do is I'll get you a copy of that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Now, from the marketing perspective, what we'll do is we'll have some open houses and some inspections. So I've prepared here the marketing auction marketing plan, and it's got the updated figures here for the reserve price being 1.101 million. That's the lowest that you agreed to go. We've got what I was going to say, the property which I've described and so forth. So it's all on the marketing plan here, but on the bottom I have actually got here the open house schedule.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So because it's always good to have open house, which means for in your perspective you just got to have the house tidy and clean so people can walk through. And I've scheduled it for one time during the week and every Saturday as well. And then I've alternated the times. So people who can't make it one Saturday, they might make it another time or at a different time point. So so that's all organised. The security, like when people enter your home, what we normally do, we take have a look at their licenses and we take their names and address, not their addresses, names and phone numbers. So we've got a register of who's actually entered the home. That's for security purposes. I would suggest that you put everything that's valuable away, lock it, not necessarily lock it up, but put it out of sight so people can't see it.
Do you usually have any problems with that, or?
Generally, it's quite good. It's for the open house. It's just myself attending.
Okay.
But then at auction, we'll have lots of other staff from the office coming as well. So there'll be lots of more eyes to look over people milling about, so to speak. Because we've got the one inspection just before the auction.
Yeah.
So on the 5th, when we have the auction, it's from 1:30 to 2 is inspection time, and because it's auction time as well, so generally more people will be there. Yeah, so we'll have more staff on deck as well.
Okay, beautiful.
So that's to do with all the marketing. Now, you just wanted to reiterate what your conditions of sale were. Can you just tell me again that? I think you were saying there was something.
Yeah, so we didn't want to. We wanted to obviously sell the property as soon as possible, just to avoid any bridging finance on the property that we've purchased interstate, and that the plots weren't available for purchase. So we definitely need those entry plots.
Well, they're not included in the sale of the
Yeah.
property, but there were two that we were discussing last time we spoke, just in regards to, was it the Murphys who were interested in those?
Yeah, that's right.
So in terms of most of the succulents, obviously we don't want those included at all. But the two that are
At the front.
at the front in
Yeah.
that spot, they were sort of bought for that position. So we'd be willing to negotiate on those, but the rest of the plots are coming with us.
Yeah. No, I understood that. No, you definitely want a settlement term of 30 days as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And
that's.
we'd be out.
And it has to go to auction.
Yeah.
We can't. I don't want to wait. I don't want to accept any offer beforehand.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, I just want to quickly explain to you that the legislative and ethical standards that we adhere to at CitySurf Real Estate when we do conduct an auction is that we follow the the Estates Agents Act 2008 for professional conduct at all times. We always follow your instructions as long as they're lawful. So if you give us some unlawful instructions, we won't. We try to act always fairly and honestly to the best of my knowledge, so it's probably referred to myself more. If I don't know about something, well, then I don't know about something, but whatever I know, I will be honestly and fair talking about it. And if we do receive some offers from potential buyers, I will always put them to you beforehand, unless you state that you don't really want to hear any offers below a certain price point.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can discuss. So we also fall under the Competition and Consumer Act 2010, and that refers more to the marketing and advertising of the property, which means that we cannot put any misleading wording or misleading photographs or anything into the newspapers or into all the advertising material. We can't make any false representation either. So, for argument's sake, we can't say it's a sea view when the ocean is about 100 kilometres away or something like that.
The photos look really good so far, and they seem not too bad. I can definitely recognise the house.
That's good. All right. So, well, I've written up what we will use before and during the auction. Is this ad copy? It's elegant brick veneer in Quiet Street. This beautiful style 3-bedroom brick veneer house located in a quiet street and sought after Heidelberg has all a family could wish for. 3 generously sized bedrooms, all with built-in robes at the front of the house. The back opens up to a combined kitchen dining room with separate lounge and big sliding door to open up into the undercover entertainment area. The kitchen has been updated and features gas cooktop with electric oven, range hood and inbuilt microwave. There's a family bathroom, separate toilet and laundry. Outside you find an undercover entertainment area with inbuilt barbecue, a single garage and a large grassy area with landscaped garden beds. Ideal for the young family to kick a ball or gather with friends and family. Only 10 minutes by car from the shopping strip of High Street, Heidelberg, surrounded by primary and secondary schools and public bus service at the doorstep. Train station about 7 minutes by car.
Yep.
That sounds good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's all pretty correct,
Do you
yeah?
think one?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, good. All right. So I just wanted to let you know that the marketing will be monitored just to make sure that it's all effective. So what we do normally is we ask people how they found out about the auction, and that gives us a good indication what medium of advertising is producing the best results.
Yeah.
Then sometimes we capture the postcode to just give us an idea of where people are coming from, so that we might direct future advertising into those postcode areas.
Yeah.
So at this point, Heidelberg, obviously people, if that's the same people around Heidelberg are looking, or if they're coming from different areas into Heidelberg. So that's always good, valuable information. And what I do is we monitor the inquiries most thoroughly after we place the ads in the paper, because it's often that once the newspaper gets distributed through the neighbourhood, that we get an increase in inquiries, phone inquiries into the office. So the reception will monitor that, and then I'll report back with you twice weekly, once during the week via a phone call, and then at the end of the week I'll send you a quick email saying, look, how many inquiries came through and how they came.
Okay.
So that's normally what we do with the marketing monitoring. So with our risks that we have, sometimes when we market the property and the strategies we have is, like I mentioned before, because we're falling under the Consumer Act 2010, a risk will always be that ad copy is not quite realistic, that there's unrealistic or ambiguous photography, like touched up wide angles, or putting things together that seem to look close together but are in actual fact quite far apart from each other, or to use misleading language. So like there's some example when you say next to the beach and the beach is like a kilometre away, something like that. So to avoid all that, all the other advertising material will be checked by myself and Meryl, the sales manager. I think you briefly met her when you came into the office the other day.
Yeah.
We check that before it goes to print, so it's everything is in order. Now, the process when we get an offer from the buyer is generally that we have verbal offers. We can have a verbal offer, we can have an offer to purchase, or a signed contract. So it's generally agency and legal standard to disclose all the offers made, but sometimes when they're totally under market value, the buyer will be advised that we won't bring the offer to you. I mean, your property, we know that we want to see offers around the $1.1 million mark. So if they're, you know, 900,000, I probably will not even bring it to you because it's not close enough at this point. So I will advise the buyer and say, look, it's not good enough to take to the vendor at this point. So is there anything that you decide, maybe like a price point where you want?
Yeah, probably you hit nail on the head there when you said the $900,000 mark. Anything below that, we're not willing to accept anyway. So really, if there's a whole bunch of lowball figures like that, it's just really going to waste your time and ours.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything under that, or what do you think, Juan?
Well, that's fine. What we can do is if you can send me a quick email and just say, look, you know, like, please don't bring me any offers below 900,000. Then I put that on file and then we're covered.
Okay.
You know, so that way it's no misunderstanding and we're all covered. So when the other question sometimes people ask is how our offer's confirmed and documented. So we generally gauge the buyer's seriousness in making the offer, and we will sign. And we'll sign the offer when the contract when the offer is close to at the asking price. So normally what we do is, let's say for argument's sake, a buyer comes in and says, look, I'm offering 1.1 million, then I will sign off on a contract and provide the offer via the contract of sale.
Okay.
And that means like they're quite serious, and they normally put a deposit down as well. So that's what we do there. We will ask the buyer to submit an offer to purchase if the contract is not available. Sometimes, I mean, I think in some cases the solicitors are not ready to have the Section 32 and the contract of sale ready. So if the buyer is very, very serious, what we normally do is we have a form that's called an offer to purchase, and we just get them to sign that and wait for the other documents to come in.
Okay.
And if the price gap is too wide, then what we normally do is we start negotiating, you know, so we just sort of start negotiating with them.
Okay.
Now, I wanted to let you know about the two couples that came in during the last week when we had the inspections. There's one couple that's waited, one couple that's waiting for finance to be approved, but they're happy with the 30-day settlement. And then there was another couple that has the finance approved, but they're also happy with the 30-day settlement, but they're asking if you would accept any pre-auction offers. So I need to get back to them with your answer for that.
Juan, what was your...
No, we discussed before that we weren't going to be accepting anything. We'll just take it straight to the auction and take it from there.
Well,
see how that goes.
Good to see that there's so much enthusiasm and so much interest already, but if there's already two people interested at this point, yeah, exactly. I'd say we're probably gonna do better if we have a little bit of competition on auction day.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't lose interest by that stage, but at the same time, if we've already got two potential buyers, yeah, probably going to auction would be better for us.
Yeah, I think the first couple without the finance approved, they won't be able to bid unless their finance gets approved by the time the auction comes around.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, with auction, you pretty much commit it. You can't do any conditions on it. So, no, that's fine. I will get back to them and let them know that you're not accepting any pre-auction offers and just steer them towards the auction date on the 5th of November.
Great, awesome.
Okay, so that's great. So I think we've covered everything for today. Thank you very much for signing the authority.
No problem.
And yeah, we'll meet soon again and we'll go through some further details.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks so much.
See ya.